This is Stars and Scopes with your friend Uma, updated every new and full moon with guidance based on planetary transits in the current sky and extra support from tarot. For accuracy, take a look at your rising sign first if you know it, and do feel free to listen to your sun, moon and rising if you'd like the full picture. If you're interested in your birth chart, check out the readings page at umaruby.com, and if you'd like to support the work, head over to buymeacoffee.com/umaruby and you can buy me a coffee. Finally, if you're a visual learner, look up Uma Ruby Tarot on YouTube and you can watch and learn. Okay, let's take a look. Hello Libra and Libra rising, welcome to your horoscope for the new moon in Leo, happening on July the 29th at 3:54 a.m. if you're in the southern hemisphere with me. So we have reached a clearing, sort of. We've reached a moment to take a rest and to make a wish. New moons are the perfect time to say it, ask for what it is that you need from spirit, from the liminal space. For Libras, Leo rules the 11th house, which is all about community and humanity. It's about your friendships and your relationships. And if you zoom out, it's about the greater sense of the group, of humanity. So when using your lovely Leo lion vibe, when using your pride, your shine, when thinking about others, when thinking about the group, and like the group sort of, as you move along, can become more and more expansive. So what is it that you wish for at this Leo new moon? What is it that you wish to, what slot do you fit in? Where do you wish to find yourself, and who do you wish to find yourself with in that space? And using the power of the sun, Leo, the sun rules Leo, using that vibrancy and that energy, how can that affect and ripple through the friends and family relations and communities that you swim with? How can that, what can you wish for that benefits everyone? That would be a really nice way to use this new moon, particularly at this moment in time. This divisive energy is building. It really is. And there's a couple of days after the new moon, there is a conjunction, a triple conjunction between two planets and a point in the sky that hasn't happened for 2,500 years. There's many different ways to look at this, and some astrologers do, or most look at a specific conjunction coming up and then look to the past, go through history and see when was the last time did this take place in the sky, and what did we learn then as a consciousness, and how is this coming up or coming around again for us. On an individual level for you, Libra, this is all happening in Taurus, and Taurus rules your 8th house, which is the house of life and death and of rebirth and of regeneration and profound change. So this toing and froing between Scorpio and Taurus has been happening since we began talking about it. So since in November of last year, when the eclipse axis shifted over to Taurus and Scorpio. So your 2nd and 8th house are in activation now, and will ease off and find equilibrium in July of 2023. So in that way of the 2nd house being our skills and our self-worth and our talents and our access to material safety and security, the 8th is much more, it's a deeper well to swim in. To have this triple conjunction happening here it's bringing about different perspectives. If we think of the planets involved, so Uranus is the rebel in us all. Uranus is the planet that was one of the first modern planet to be discovered. So obviously the astro bodies that we can see with the naked eye were the ones used in this sort of writing and this sort of understanding in this study. And then the first one to be discovered just beyond with a telescope was Uranus. So it's the one that flips the table on our perceived understanding of the world. So Uranus is in conjunction with the North Node at this pivotal point, exact conjunction. So revolution. There's something about revolution here, and Mars is the second planetary body playing a part in this conjunction. Mars is the warrior. Mars is the fire starter. Mars is the one to strike the match. So to relate this to your 8th house, it could be a bunch of different things. It could be the 8th does talk about soul contracts. It talks how we're bound to certain souls. It's a big house for grief as well, for shedding and for mourning. It's sometimes related to taxes and rental contracts and inheritance, different ways that we're sort of bound to other individuals. There's a break happening here. Something is being agitated with this conjunction. So as the precursor, to harness the energy of the moon and to make your wishes that have to do with community and your place in it, let's use this as a tool of a balm in some ways to aid you in the fire that's about to brew potentially in your 8th house. I'm going to say it again. I've said it in all of the readings. I've been reluctant to talk about this conjunction only because, from what I've learned and from what I've been absorbing from different astrologers and different readers and things like that, there is a sense of trepidation about this, and I don't wish to instill fear in anybody. I think that we can't use astrology as a map that we're doomed to suffer. We can't use it as the most frustrating thing is that there's a great quote from an astrologer that I have learned quite a lot from that I wish to use, but unfortunately at the moment they're whipping up this cyclone of I think unhelpful antagonism in different areas. But the sentiment is truth. Astrology is like a sheet of music, and we can play it badly or we can play it really well. It all depends on our analysis. And I think in a lot of ways, I really believe that to be really true. So when we enter the 8th house and when things crop up for us, and it has been for you with these eclipses, there has been these big moments of individuality and individuation and your own sense of self-worth, as opposed to a space of creation with others or a space of binding with others. There's this, the 8th house is so mysterious. There's so much to work with here. And so I can't see this triple conjunction being anything other than positive. It's probably a really great moment to be aware of the embers, to be aware of the smouldering away that's happening there. That this explosive feeling is something that we can work with. We don't have to be frightened of it, but definitely, it might be uncomfortable for you, Libra, because I do understand that balance is essential in your experience. That relation, you're ruled by Venus. Relations with others are sacred to you. And when there's conflict or when there's ruptures in this space, it can be really hurtful. So let's go gently, and let's manage this fire to make sure that your essence doesn't get burned up with it. So that's the sky. That's the astrology. That's your horoscope for this new moon. And I think that I really would remind you to focus on your 11th house, on your community, on the open arms that surround you, and what would you like to see happen there. I'm going to pull you some tarot as well. I think we might use the Golden Girls for this one, because 8th house, the 8th house triple conjunction can be a testing time. So we need the Goyles. Spirit, I need a message for Libra to see them through this new moon. Okay, so the 4 of Pentacles. I need 3 cards, please, Spirit. Judgment. The 6 of Wands. Great. This is a really simple, lovely message, Libra. If we hold on to things too tightly, then we lose our grip. And so as you move forward through this rebirth, this regeneration, for the next bit of time, these eclipses are going to be affecting and sparring your 8th house. There's a real lesson in here. This next bit of time for you, Libra. Your journey is just beginning. And so what needs to fall away is being encouraged, is activating. So when you pick a scab off, it's really tender underneath. It's really painful. So if it's not ready to come off, so wrap yourself gently and know that everything that you've had to say goodbye to is for a beautiful purpose, and it's setting you up to live that silver life, to really develop a deeper connection with your soul purpose and your journey through spirit land. And it's activating parts of you that have a lot to do with your service and community. And I think, this new moon is a great time to make those wishes and to make them so, to say them out loud. Your face, your mask is coming off, and the freshness of what lays underneath is really coming through quite vibrantly here. There's a great celebration that we can all look forward to in terms of the work that you've been doing for others, and in terms of your position moving in the group. I understand why we grip onto something until our circulation cuts off, because we don't want it to go. We don't want it to go. That stops flow. That stops progress that needs to happen, and needs to, like the tides, there's a whole bunch of regeneration that I'm feeling in this reading here, and through the difficulty of 8th house, and through the lessons that crop up in this space for us, there's a moment of real gentle success. I think that as you realign and as everything discovers its new position, its new configuration, you're going to realize that this platform is the perfect space for you to continue this next leg of the journey. The Judgment card is one of my favorites. It's sort of my beautiful tarot teacher always says, you know, are you going to live a life half lived? This is what this card asks. You can live whatever life you want to. When it comes to this kind of work and these kinds of lessons, to move forward and to find the magic in the moment, and to really come to understand that that sometimes what we go through, and as difficult as it may be, there is a beautiful lesson in there for the next stage. You can let go, Libra. Maybe at this new moon it might be a nice little moment for you to let go, to loosen that grip and understand that, and look around at who remains, look around at what's waiting for you in community. Sound's gone. Okay, that's your reading, Libra. If you wanted to head over to buymeacoffee.com/Uma Ruby, you can put some money in the tip jar. That would be very much appreciated. If you wanted your birth chart read, you can head to umaruby.com and look at the menu there and choose a journey that you'd like to take with me. I've been doing some great things have been happening with these readings, and I'm really looking forward to see where they go next. But as I move forward, I realized that what I let go of, I needed to, in order to be here right now. So if that's any help, I'll be speaking to you in 2 weeks for the full moon in Aquarius. So until then, Libra, take care, enjoy the moon. It's going to be a nice one. And we will speak soon. All my love.